Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we know at one point in time we're going to be having flying cars, right? And it reminds me of the movie Back to the Future. Now, Back to the Future, it says that around 2020 we would be having flying cars, and literally everything would be digitalized, right? Now, we are somewhat at that point, but not when it comes to flying cars. Flying cars haven't been commercialized just yet. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you news about an electric race car, which is called the Airspeeder, and is right here in the UAE at GITEX Global 2021. So you do have a chance to actually look at this Airspeeder and maybe even fly it. Now, we do know the electric car revolution is not only hitting the roads right here in the UAE, it's also taking to the sky as well. And you heard that correctly, right? And for confirmation, head to the cyber tech company Acronos stand, which is located at GITEX Global 2021, where you will come across the Airspeeder. Now, they're naming this the Airspeeder, and it is billed as the world's first electric flying race car. Now, the Airspeeder prototype is being debuted for the first time right here in the UAE. Now, it does, join a growing list of electrical vertical takeoff and landing, or what they like to call it in short, eVTOL, which is flying concepts that do expect to take the skies soon enough. Now, the thing that I'm looking at right now is that we're talking about already electric flying race cars, but at what time did we get normal flying cars or even normal electric race cars to begin with? Now, I love the idea. I love the concept. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like, an F1 car. It looks like, those F1 race cars that we see on TV. But the difference between this one is this one goes into the sky. Now, the number one question every single person is asking, right, is will it fly commercially? Can we use it, you and I, and not just a professional? Now, they don't seem to be in doubt that, there might be commercial possibilities. And we're looking at when the Airspeeder does that make the transition from a cool prototype to a hot set of flying wheels. Only elite pilots will be drawn from aviation, motorsport, and look at this, they're going to the, extent of even esports. And these professionals will be flying these machines through electrically governed courses above some of the most visually arresting locations in the world. And, the electric vertical takeoff, economy or industry is predicted to be around $1.5 trillion by 2040. So it does make it very clear that the electric car industry, the electric flying race car industry does, have its mark, and we're looking at a $1.5 trillion market. So it is something to look forward to. I might be a little bit scared flying an electric flying race car because, number one, I don't know how to fly a car in general. I've never flown a flying car or never driven a flying car. I want to know, do you fly driving cars or do you drive flying cars? 4215 do it slot or on our Instagram at Pulse95Radio. I do want to know your guys' thoughts, but we are taking a short break. And then when we come back, we're talking about Samsung and how they're announcing a free new online artificial intelligence course right here in the UAE. Keep Pulse 95 locked because it is nice to meet you.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Samsung today, but we're not talking about their mobile phones. We're not talking about their tablets, nor their watches or TV. I mean, Samsung literally, they specify in everything. But today we're talking about Samsung and how they're announcing free new online artificial intelligence courses. Now, Samsung Gulf Electronics has announced that the brand's global citizenship program, Samsung Innovation Campus, is launching right here in the UAE with a brand new AI course. Now, the best part out of this all, and why I'm telling you this today, ladies and gentlemen, is because it is, number one, free. Now, Samsung's free new program will equip participants with valuable AI, machine learning, and even deep learning knowledge and skill sets which do align the brand's global corporate citizenship mission. So By the way, this is taking place exclusively online, and the course will enable participants to learn AI modeling on a concrete foundation of mathematics while still developing a fluid understanding of AI projects and even gaining practical experience in related design, implementation, and even results communication processes. Now, we're looking at how the curriculum will also allow participants to experience machine learning tools and real-world problem solving with various exercises and even practical projects. Now, the number one thing you're asking is, Hani, how can I get into this? How can I start signing up for this free course? Now, registration for those interested is now open up until Sunday, November 7th, and the seats are limited. So you do have around two and a half more weeks, and you can still sign up for this, but the seats are limited. They're not guaranteeing you a spot just yet. And if you do want to find out more information about the Samsung Innovation Campus, the AI course, and even enrollment, do visit samsung.com/AE/Innovation Campus. I mean, obviously you won't memorize that whole web link, but my recommendation is going to Google and writing Samsung Innovation Campus UAE, sign up, do the enrollment, and if you do plan, do let me know, 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95Radio. I want to know who's going, and if you do go and get the full course, we might bring you on the air right here on Pulse 95 for you to tell us your experience and how it went and what you learned. Now, we're looking at how there are more free courses being given when it does come to technology, AI, machine learning, etc. And I'll tell you why. Because this, number one, is the future, right? We're looking at how technology is the future, and now we are not pushing for it, correct? At one point in time, you're going to have to pay money to look at these courses, to get into these courses. But so far, these big tech companies are giving it for free to share and spread the knowledge, because not a lot of people are experienced in AI, machine learning, coding, programming, etc. So take advantage of the resources we have now. They're free. That's the number one, sale for me, that it's for free. Well, who doesn't want to get free knowledge? And knowledge is power. So if you do have the chance and you do want to sign up, and it's online, by the way, so you don't have to go anywhere physically, 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95Radio. Do let us know. And again, the website is www.samsung.com/AE/Innovation Campus. Do sign up, and I'll be waiting for your guys' review.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to talk about this story right here, because just before the break, I was telling you guys how technology is the future and digitalization is becoming a top priority, not only around the world, but right here in the UAE. And, we have a lot of different platforms that we use every day. But how can we make the most out of these platforms? Well, the UAE, or in specific, the Ministry of Health and Prevention, has a great idea on how to utilize WhatsApp, because from now on, starting today, you can now get your birth certificate issued through WhatsApp. Now, the Ministry of Health and Prevention, MOHAP, is showcasing a number of smart services at GITEX Technology Week 2021, including the service of issuing birth certificates through WhatsApp. Now, this is amazing. I'll tell you why. Because number one, we use WhatsApp every day, and some people are not tech savvy. They only know how to use one platform and one platform only. So telling X person to go to, the Ministry of Health and Prevention's website and issue this and do that, they're going to get lost a little bit. So, the new service does aim to enrich customer experience and even enhance communication channels with the public using a smooth and simplified methodology based on advanced systems and international best practices. Now, this is also in line with the ministry's plans to support the government's objectives, or the smart government's objectives. Now, the new WhatsApp service is part of a big package of distinguished services that are being showcased at GITEX Technology Week, which, by the way, will be running through October 17th to 21 at the Dubai World Trade Center. So, I'm looking at this, that this is only the beginning. at one point we're going to be getting everything online. And, this is so good. I'll tell you why. Because instead of going to the Ministry of Health and Prevention and saying, hey, I need a birth certificate, and waiting in a line and waiting in the queue and, speaking to person A, then going to speaking to person B, it's time consuming. I've done it before. It's time consuming. So, the UAE government has simplified everything for you. All you have to do is message the Ministry of Health and Prevention on WhatsApp and tell them, hey, my name is 123. I need my birth certificate. My Emirates ID is this. My passport is this. If you guys could send me my birth certificate, that'd be great. And they do it. Now, we're looking at how a lot of government things are becoming digitalized right here in the UAE. Now, I remember my friend was buying a car, and all he had to do to buy the car, it was online. He didn't have to go to, the RTA. He didn't have to go, inspect the car. He liked the car. He looked at it. Sounds great. It looks great. Everything is top notch. And, when I'm saying buy the car, he's buying a used car. So the person he's buying it from, all that person did was go to the Ministry of Interior's website and transfer the title from, let's say, Mohammed to Hani, right? It took literally 10-15 seconds, and all the payment was done online. And then his registration card was then in the Ministry of Interior's application. So then he had a digital, mulkiyya. So he did everything online. It took him about 30 minutes, and then his physical mulkiyya or registration was then sent to him about a week later in the mail. He didn't have to go anywhere. He did it all in the comfort and safety of his own home, because he literally bought the car under his building. So it was really quick and simple. I want to know your guys' thoughts. 4215 do a thought, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. What do you think about everything being digitalized?
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that you have Wi-Fi on the moon? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correctly. NASA is studying on how to build a Wi-Fi network on the moon, and it's actually in hopes that it could solve Earth's digital divide. Now, a new study has revealed by NASA that they are considering the possibility of building a lunar Wi-Fi network. Now, it does come in an effort to address the inadequate internet access across parts of the U.S. and help inform future Artemis missions. Now, I'm wondering how, having Wi-Fi on the moon is going to help us right here on Earth, because my Wi-Fi connection in my house, if I go to a certain part of my house, certain area of my house, I don't get Wi-Fi. So I'm wondering how strong the Wi-Fi is going to be on the moon for it to hit us right here on Earth, and at the same time help us and be even better. But, it does, it does kind of make sense in a way, because we're looking at how it's kind of to help more in future missions, because when they go into space, I don't know how they communicate. Well, I think they do communicate with radio signals, but we're looking at how it's going to help inform future Artemis missions. Now, the Artemis program, which was actually unveiled last year, does aim to land people on the moon for the first time since 1972, and its plan is to launch an uncrewed mission around the moon in 2021, and then followed by a crewed moon flyby in 2023, and then finally a lunar landing in 2024. So we're looking at a moon landing in 2024. Now, the study, which was conducted by NASA's Compass Lab, is important because crew, rovers, science instruments, and mining equipment will need reliable communication links to a lunar base camp and ultimately back to Earth. Now, NASA did report in a press release that digital inequality and a lack of access to adequate internet service is a socio-economic concern across the U.S., which has obviously worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic, because we do know ever since the COVID-19 pandemic, yes, we have been always digital, but we relied on technology a lot more. We relied on internet a lot more than we did in the years prior. We had our schools online, we had our universities online, we had work online, and even to the extent of medical professionals telemedicine being done online. I remember when I was sick in the beginning of the pandemic, I was prescribed an antibiotic. I forgot its name. I'm trying to think of its name. An antibiotic online, and I gave it to the pharmacist, and she gave me whatever I was prescribed. Augmentin, yes, it was called Augmentin, and I was whatever I was prescribed literally in an hour. So the doctor looked at me through a webcam, and I said, yeah, I'm feeling this and that. And he said, open your mouth. I opened my mouth. I stuck the camera in my mouth, the phone camera. And he said, yeah, you got tonsillitis. I'm going to prescribe you Augmentin. All you have to do is go to the pharmacy, and I'm going to email you a prescription. So we're looking at how the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated a lot of things. And that being said, digitalization, internet has not become a luxury anymore. And I've been saying this day in and day out. The internet is now a necessity. There is no luxury for it. You are not fortunate for having internet, because internet is super important. I just told you guys how a lot of government sectors right here in the UAE are doing everything online, right? If you want a birth certificate now, you just message them on WhatsApp. So having internet is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And even Elon Musk was trying, and even Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they were trying to, send satellites up into space so third world countries could also benefit for free internet. So, we're looking at NASA placing routers no more than 100 yards apart, and a 4-person home could gain around 7.5 megabytes per second download speed, and that is if it is on the moon. So, that is pretty crazy. I'm thinking about it. 7.5 isn't wow. I think I get around 600 megabytes at home, so 7.5 isn't wow, but it's adequate for normal things, web browsing, Google Scholar, things like this, messaging. So, the number one aim isn't for entertainment, not for watching movies. It is for educational and medical purposes. Let us know your guys' thoughts, 4215 Dur Slot, or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. What do you think about NASA putting Wi-Fi on the moon to help us down here on Earth? It sounds crazy to me. If that's why I'm not in NASA. But if it was me and people were saying, hey, we need more internet, I'd be like, great, let's just put routers all over the place. But apparently, putting it on the moon is the way to go.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Pulse 95.
Today is a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be telling you why. Now, earlier in the show, I was telling you about a lot of new digitalization coming from the UAE government. We were talking about the Ministry of Health and Prevention and how they issued, a new service where you can get your birth certificate online and through WhatsApp. And we're not done talking about digitalization in UAE governments just yet, because I have an app for you guys, and how Emirates Post has unveiled a new mobile application. And, we do know that Emirates Post is UAE's official postal operator and the leading express provider. And they have actually launched its newly developed application during the GITEX 2021. And the new app is designed to enhance customer experience, improve efficiency, and even faster solutions. Now, registered users will be able to use services faster and will be updated on their shipments through in-app notifications. Now, before that, I used to get updated on my shipments or whatever mail I was getting by SMS. But now you're going to be having a mobile application that's going to give you notifications, and at the same time, you're going to be able to track your packages. Now, the mobile application is now available on Google and Apple to Play stores. So all you have to do is go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store, and you will find it. Now, it also does offer more flexible pickup and drop-off options, such as Emirates Post's newly added new service points at fuel station partners. So we're looking at how they're making it a lot more easy for us to use and send and receive mail or even packages. I've received a couple of packages from Emirates Post, or not from Emirates Post. It was delivered to Emirates Post, and I had zero problems, right? Their service is amazing. I would go in, say, this is my Emirates ID, and they're like, yep, you got a package, just go over there, yep, pay whatever I needed to pay, service fee or whatever, and I'll be on my merry way. Literally 4 to 5 minutes top, in and out. And that's the Sharjah Postal Office right here in Sharjah. And when we're having technology being implemented as well, we're looking at even faster services. So I'm guessing you could probably, let's say, schedule a pickup and you already have your Emirates ID and everything sent to them. So all you have to do is say, yeah, I'm number 14. Where's my package? And they'll give you your package and you're on your way out. Now, I'm even looking at the point where, let's say, the main postal office is a little bit too far from where you live, right? They could probably now say, hey, where would you like it to be delivered? Do you want it to be delivered to a fuel station next to you? Because that is what they're providing now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a little bit too excited because I love how digitalization is transforming the way we live. Technology is transforming the way we live. And that is why we have Future Talk, to inform you guys about how technology is the new wave. And the UAE is not falling short, ladies and gentlemen. We are the leading in the Middle East when it comes to technology and digitalization. And I love it. Hats off to the UAE government for making our lives much easier with all this digitalization and advancements in technology. But ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude Future Talk for today. I will be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place, only here on Pulse 95. But I do want you guys to stay safe. And remember, the COVID-19 pandemic is alive and well. Hope you guys did enjoy today's show. I know I did, but I would have enjoyed it a lot more if my co-host Omnia Saleh was here. But hopefully tomorrow she will be, and I will be here as well. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, only here on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.